In the chapter 6.4, Advanced File Processing, we explore ways to write to files or create files. And we do this with using print stream. And we have print and print line statements. So this is similar to a sysout.println or a sysout.print, like this, except instead of doing it like this, we will be writing to a file. So when we open a file, we use a scanner, and we do scanner. We can call this open or scan because we're scanning through the file, and we can actually set this equal to the file name. So we'll have new scanner, and in here we will do new file and then the file name in here. In my package right here, I have two different files that were used previously. We'll look at names.txt and we'll just open this file. We have to make sure we have a throws file not found exception and import that. We have to import file and import scanner. And the way we would read this file is by, the simplest way to read a simple file will be use a while loop, and to run it while scan has next line, and then in our while loop we'll just print out each line one by one. This names.txt file should actually be moved into the actual folder and not just the package. And if we do that, we can run it and it outputs like this. And that's the same output as the actual file. Now we look at writing to a file. And writing to a file, we'll compare it to our scanner, is going to look like this. We're going to have print stream to print, and then we'll have the name, which will be output, instead of equal to new print stream. And in here, everything's the same, new file, and then we would come up with a new file name. So we could write results.txt. And then we have to import print stream. And once we do that, we also have to make sure we spell it correctly. So once we do that, we can write into a file. This looks exactly like the scanner. The only difference is the actual print stream versus scanner part, but everything else is basically the same. If we didn't have a scanner in here, we would still need to throw a file not found exception just in case we are not able to create this file. On top of that, if there isn't already a file named results.txt on this computer, whatever we type in will overwrite that previous file. Now we can create a file and write to it as an example. So in our main method, we are going to have we're going to have a print stream, and we will call it output and set it equal to new print stream. And in here we will have our file. We do new file, and we can just say hello.txt. Then we end this line. This needs to be capitalized, and this is our first line. Now the way to write to this file is we use the name and then we just print. So it's sort of like a print line, except this prints to the console. Now what we want to do is print to file. So to do this, we'll use the name of our file, which we gave it, which is output. We do dot, and then we can see we have all of these different options, but for us, we are just going to use one of these prints. So we'll do print line, and inside of our print line, we will write hello world. Next, we'll have another print line for a space. This is just going to be blank. And then we'll have another print line where we say this program produces 4, and then we have another print line. We do lines of output. And this is the way we can write strings into our file. Once we do this, we can run it. And we see that nothing happens in our console. However, if we are to open the file, or we go into our Eclipse workspace, and then we open the actual folder for our project, we can see that we have the hello text document right here. And if we double click it, we can open it, and it says hello world space, this program produces 4 lines of output. So this is exactly what we wanted to write. Or after we make this file, we can read it. We can say scanner scan and set that equal to new scanner. We'll read in the file, so we'll say new file hello dot text. Then we will have our while loop, and we'll do while scan has next line, and in our while loop we'll just print out scan dot next line. Now if we run this, it produces the output. This only appears in our console, but if we look back at our folder and we open our text document, we can see that there is one difference, and the difference is that there's a space here. In fact, to prove this, we can say difference like this, and we can rerun this, and we see that we have difference hello world. This program produces 4 lines of output. If we open the folder back up and we open our text file again, we can see that there's no line that says difference in here. And the reason that is because this line right here, line 13 in our code, prints only to our console. And all of this code right here, it doesn't print to our console at all. It only prints in our file. The only reason why it's in our console is because we made it read into our console right here. If we were to get rid of this scanner right here and we would rerun it, we can see that we only get difference in our console. And if we were to open our folder and then open the file, we can see that there is nothing here, because lines 15 through 18 only print directly to the file. And we do that by using the name of the print stream and then the print line to send it directly to the file. Sysout is system.out, and it prints it to the system's console. In the scanner, we can read a file like we know how to do. Another super simple example of this would be practice it self-check 620, write 4 lines, where we read to, or we write to a file, and we write these lines of output for it.